Why are you getting about me hitting live? I see it counting down.
Yeah, because it wasn't going live, and you've been known not to hit it. So I was making sure.
Who didn't hit it for the Fedora Club? You didn't hit it.
No,
Yeah.
you didn't hit it. That's your meeting. Come on, you are the Fedora.
You called the meeting to order. Anyway.
I mean, Jen, in my experience, has only not hit live one time.
I think it was 2 out of the 4 episodes we did.
Okay, well, you're not helping yourself, okay?
By the way, when does the gray area return? When does it return? Yeah. Everyone wants to know.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah. September?
We were really waiting to see if Grace would be renewed for another season. Yeah. And now that we know that it has, we're waiting for that season to start in the fall.
We want to generate the interest. People are busy over the summer.
Yeah. I'm still mourning Alex Karev and the other, Avery, Jesse Williams leaving the show. So
was that a spoiler? Is that what you just did?
This is this season. You'll forget by then.
I already know. I see everything on TikTok. That's number 1 for those of you keeping track.
So the gray area returns in September. Is what you're announcing here right now on the unofficial Dillo Sibling reunion.
I wouldn't call it an announcement.
I think toying with. It was something that we really tried and then realized it was going to be a very big commitment. Very, very big.
I have, speaking of very big commitments, I do, and speaking of September, I myself have big visions for the Magical Mommy Monday podcast that I constantly berate Jen with. And she's just kind of like, go over.
Well, why aren't you texting me about it?
You should be in the group text. We have a group text.
Yeah. We sure do have a
doing
group
that.
chat. Why aren't I a part of it?
Because you have been in Orlando like 7 times in the past 2 weeks.
Is that your excuse?
It's what he's trying for. Yeah.
Big ideas. I have big ideas.
Well, I'd love to hear that someday. Let's set up a meeting.
We'll go offline with this.
Okay.
No.
We'll do a Zoom
now.
Yeah.
I thought this unofficial Dillo Sibling reunion with Angela Dahlgren was beginning with Angela's rendition of Firework in honor of the big news today. I thought that's what we were getting.
Can we have that, Angela?
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? You just gotta ignite. Oh, I would really do it. So don't make me keep going. Stop me. Hold me back. Okay,
I knew if I waited long enough, I could get that.
I sing all day, every day to my husband's annoyance. But I will say we made progress. I sang. Okay, so he didn't know about Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. Mm-hmm. So I was singing part of it to him in the car, and he's like, "Oh, honey, that's so nice." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a breakup song."
Mama Terry. Mama Terry would like you to keep going. Her commentary.
Always rely on mom.
Oh, what was one of her songs? Oh, I gotta remember it. Whenever she would sing it, I'd get so embarrassed. I feel like it was a Fergie song.
Oh,
It might have been. No, it was Holla Back Girl.
Oh, nice. Ain't no Holla Back Girl.
The BANANAS part.
Yes,
that was her jam.
Isn't it?
Is bananas?
Right?
BANANAS. Yes, you're correct. It's impressive, even though you're old. I'm just gonna
say, an old song, right?
That's true. It is an old song.
I mean, somewhat.
Do you know who Olivia Rodrigo is, Frank? No. Do you know that?
Are you even on TikTok?
Exactly. You know the song because of TikTok.
Do I need to sing it for you?
Do I scroll through TikTok?
Do you scroll like when you're there? Do you go and you try one and then you leave, or do you actually scroll and watch the videos?
If I scroll, and it's rare that I scroll on TikTok. It is like literally maybe 2 swipes, and I'm like, "This is." Can you give me something that I might watch?
I've been getting the Dillos TikToks a lot lately.
Wow.
And I'm like, thank you, algorithm. And I'm like, hello, thank you.
Yeah. Is that because you're on the following side and not the For You page side?
I didn't think about that. I never put the For You page on my hashtag.
I don't even know what that is, the For You page.
That's the main page, but then there's 2 things, and then you go to following, and those are all the people you follow over there. You'll only see those videos.
Are there two separate pages?
Let me pull it up for you guys.
Frank, I don't understand this. I just post things.
Okay, I don't know who this girl is, so if this is you and you're watching our YouTube, hello.
Or you.
So that's up here it says for you, right? No, that's not the psychic girl. That's for you. Over here it says following. If you click following, you'll only see the videos of the people you follow.
Oh, I mean, I was waiting for me to show up, but
hence
that was wishful thinking.
My Dillos Dillo Sibling reunion TikTok.
This is your TikTok
Angela Dahlgren YouTube channel.
Where is everyone tonight? What's happening?
Are you actually live? I mean, it's sensitive, but are you actually?
Maybe not. Sometimes we're not. Oh, hey, Steffers.
Hey, Steffers. My mom
nobody's watching.
What is this? No, I'm trying to decide if I've been scratching my neck a lot because it's been really itchy, but I also got choked a lot in jiu-jitsu the other day. So it's one of those things where I'm like, what kind of rash is this?
I don't like that you're getting choked.
Neither does my mom.
Yeah, momentary. You and me.
It's just part of the game.
I mean, is there not a better word for choke in jiu-jitsu? That like maybe we don't have to say choked. We can use.
I mean, are you getting choked? Can you breathe?
No, it cuts off your carotid, so then you can't. You feel like your head's gonna explode.
Me and Frank could never do such a thing. We can't do things like that. We're not those people.
I appreciate it.
But there's not a better word? Like, can we use this? It's choked.
Well, my favorite is I like the short choke, the rear naked choke. Like those are my two favorites.
I mean,
like they're called chokes. And there's the cross-colored choke. That's like, so I'll teach you that one.
Like in wrestling, they call it like you get goozled. Can we call it the goozled?
It's concerning.
I wouldn't actually do it to you,
but she would
just
do it to Frank, Justin, or Landon.
Yeah. She was ready
to in a car with them.
Rear choke us out.
I was just letting you know that I could do it to you if I needed to. Yeah. But the goal of jiu-jitsu is not to harm people. It's to get out of the situation and do it only if you absolutely need to.
Lewis, the choking discussion is because Angela does jiu-jitsu and has some hives, but she's been getting choked lately while doing it.
Yes.
That's not okay.
And
it's also what
but she's also performing chokes. Is this correct?
This is correct. And before the pandemic, we weren't teaching chokes to little kids, but I was teaching helping teach the kids class. So I was doing assistant teaching, coaching, but we did not teach that to the 3 to 6 year olds. They were learning things like that we called like Huggy Bear. So they were learning control positions.
Remember when I led in with like Disney talk by talking about firework, and now we're talking about choking?
I'm not lethal.
We tried. Listen, it all circles back to how you guys met, really. So it's fine.
I start singing again.
Yeah, I think so. Dream is a wish. Something.
I was going to go back to firework.
Oh, that's fine too.
And sometimes I start thinking about the movie Sing. Did you guys?
That's exactly what I picture when you sing that.
Yes.
Obviously.
I love that movie.
Frank, have you seen Sing?
I think I've seen it at your house. Probably.
Oh, probably because it is the state. It's this. So my kids have this sense with certain movies that really they only get into at certain times of the year without anyone talking about it.
Get it? Yeah.
And Sing is one of those where it's time for Sing again. So it's Sing time. And it might be because the first time it was their first ever movie that they saw in a movie theater with like nice. $1 Wednesdays over the summer. So maybe that's why like now, it's
$1.
Yes.
Ours are like,
but it was like
$5.
Well, but it was like an old movie. Is that like your normal movie prices or are those like old movies?
Got it. Yeah.
Are your regular movies $5?
There's like a $5 Tuesday for a new movie.
Oh, okay.
Angela, you watch Raya and the Last Dragon yet?
I've watched half of it. Going back to Sing really quick. My husband's favorite song is I followed my heart into the fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's his favorite.
Anyway,
yeah, a little bit. I think he has a crush on her.
Yeah.
Anyway.
These are not choking movies. These are not choking movies. Lewis.
Yes. What the John Wick movies, that's a lot of jiu-jitsu that Keanu does.
Can I also set up what is all this about? Also, Angela, Thursday, be ready. What does all that mean? What does this mean?
You guys hanging out? What are you doing?
Are you meeting up with Steffers? What's going on?
Steffers, what's Thursday? Oh, I feel like I should know what this is. I feel like I know something that she's working on, but I don't think that has to do with it.
Oh.
So first, I don't know.
Why only half of Raya?
Wait, do you have to like get tickets early? Is that? Oh, why did I say half of Raya? Because I stopped.
Too many conversations going on.
I can keep up. I stopped paying attention, and then I went back to paying attention.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta watch Luca?
Yes, that looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch Luca.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Luca.
Now, you've been to Orlando, as I said, about seven times in the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
What is it really? You were there once in April, once in May, and now you're going back again. Is that correct?
Yes.
How have these trips deferred so far? Like, what are you doing differently this time? Like you had the family trip last time, and you did the solo trip the first time. What is the trip coming up? What is it this time?
I'm glad that you rephrased it because you said it in a really smart way, and I just didn't get the question. So I'm glad that you
deferred. What is that?
I'm like, that's too educational for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So March was the accidental trip. It was the you're burnt out. Just do this with 2 weeks notice. So that was the solo trip. This was Angela's first time alone. That was not work trip related.
Yeah.
April was planned. We went with my cousin and his wife, and Michael ended up coming along too. So that was fun. May was the family trip.
Mm-hmm.
And then this trip, I just can't remember. This trip, my husband only gets so much vacation. He has to book it like a year and a half in advance. So he just happened to cluster all of it in like the summer, because why wouldn't you? So he's going to take my daughter to Colorado. And I was telling Jen that I was going to take my son somewhere. And my husband's like, why don't you take him to Seattle? And then I had a little panic attack thinking about doing something new that was the unknown for the first time with my son. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to bring him to Florida. That's safe. So that's why we're going back. It could have been anywhere, but I was just like, old reliable.
Yeah.
Florida.
I mean, typical Dillos fashion. Why do something different?
No.
We must do the same.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so it's a little one-on-one with your son.
It is.
Yeah.
And we're doing one day at Universal and one day at Hollywood Studios.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fun. Yeah. I'm digging it.
Will you velocicoaster it?
I don't think he'll be tall enough, but he did do Tower of Terror. So I think he'd be brave enough. I just don't think he'll be tall enough.
Okay, I'm going to do a hard pivot into some real talk here. Because pivot. So, since our last sibling reunion, you are all over the IGs, the Instas, the whole things with these with the reels. Is that what we call them over there?
Yes, that's what they are.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Yeah. And you're giving us the quick hits, and one of the quick hits is about kids and thrill rides and when are they ready and how do you know and the whole thing. So can we talk that through then?
I would love to.
He's too short for the Velocicoaster, but can you give me an overview? You don't have to talk about as it relates to your kids. It can be any kids. But what do we do? Because my 5-year-old, she wants to go on everything until she hears more details, and then she goes. Like she was all about Tower of Terror, and then I told her, and she was like, So Slinky Dog she's been in since she's been wanting to go on Slinky Dog since she's 1.5. So I need more information about how to know how to correlate thrill rides to my child.
I actually made a reel about it. And you could go over to my Instagram and watch it and give me a view and help the algorithm. And that would be great.
Yeah,
no, why don't I just give you all the free content now?
No, I'm not asking for what's on the video. I want more. I want it elaborated.
Those are literally all my tips.
Well, that's all she's got. She summed it up.
Well, one of my tips, Frank, is that I would really suggest if your kid, so I find that there are some kids who just have attraction anxiety. They get really anxious when thinking about an attraction or going on it. Whatever. Definitely not me. So I find that giving them a little bit of attraction exposure therapy really helps. So if she's afraid of Tower of Terror, I would just go ahead and show her the ride footage. Some parents are like, no, I want it to be a surprise and new and exciting. But if your kid's already anxious to go on the ride, just show them the ride footage, and then they can decide once and for all if this is something that they want to do. That's what I would do. And then sometimes, you bring your kid on the ride and they say they're ready, and then they cry through all of Soarin'. And then you bring them 2 years later, and then they're completely fine, and they just close their eyes during the scary parts because they have better coping mechanisms. So even with all the prep you do, you could still kind of screw yourself. So.
Right. I mean, this is the game I played when I was down there in May. Is like Flight of Passage. I was like, my kid had a little bit with the motion sickness in the car, so I'm kind of like, I think this might be too much. But then I was on Soarin', and I was like, I think she could do this. So these are the things I go through as I plan. I don't want to step on because I don't know what the next episode of the Magical Mommy Monday podcast is. So I don't want to talk about if your trips are involved in that, both of your trips. I don't want to go too far into it, but Jen, what is the most thrilling ride you think the 7-year-old?
I will go on. Oh,
well, for me,
he's gone back and forth recently with Slinky Dog. Like he was all in, and then he was kind of out. But he seems all in with Slinky Dog. We'll see. I feel like, though, we're going to Magic Kingdom before we're going to #OSMGM. So I feel like let's start on the Barnstormer and see how you do. And then we can kind of see it. Look how fun that was. You'll be fine. My worry with him with something like Soarin' is that he is big on the flight over fight response. And he wants to try to just get out of a situation as quickly as possible. And I don't love the idea of that as I'm suspended in air, even though he's strapped in. I just don't love it. So I don't know that I would try that yet. But we have talked through whatever rides we go on, I will do whatever you guys want to do. But when we go on the rides, we are on those rides. We don't get off the ride until you're at the end. Because the 4-year-old watches Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway ride through, sees the part with the waterfall, is convinced that there's this huge drop, and she doesn't want to go on it. I'm like, no, we're going on this ride. This one is we're going. I promise you not to take you on anything that's too scary. We're doing this ride. It's not going to scare you. Are you sure? Yes, it's going to be fine. So, but he also wants to do Smuggler's Run. He wants to do Rise. The 4-year-old does not. So we'll see how it all really. She doesn't even want to step foot in Galaxy's Edge because of the stormtroopers. So we're gonna. But I'm like, we're going to Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, we're hanging out. That's happening. So
we just have to accept
gonna be fine. They're not gonna bother you. It's kind of the same conversations I'm having with her regarding flies. So it's the same. So either way, we don't have to. They're not gonna hurt you. I promise.
Two things. Yeah. First of all, I feel like no one talks about, and I kind of want to do a reel about this, but I don't know if anyone would care. I feel like no one talks about how uncomfortable the seats are in Barnstormer, especially if you're an adult, or maybe just for adults. Not only is it a bumpy ride, but those seats are probably the most uncomfortable attraction seats in all of Walt Disney World and Universal. And I will scream that to the mountains for as long as I live. Horrible experience.
Frank went on it for the first time. I've never been on it. Frank went on it for the first time ever this past trip.
What did you think?
It's equivalent to like your county fair, state fair.
Yeah.
Put it up roller coaster. The feeling, not necessarily like the structure. The structure was nice. The turns are good, but how you feel on the ride, is very.
No, I feel like those seats gave me scoliosis. Like I feel like my spine was curved after that. It was horrible. Yeah. Second of all, my mom said something about Soarin' being terrifying. Can I find this?
Soarin' is scary.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mom, you almost got the spelling right. You're a teacher. If you're going to be a part of the Disney community now, Mom.
Mom.
Thing.
I thought she was like doing like a double entendre, like it was a villain from a movie. Soren,
You know what?
like
it is for her. My mom is afraid of heights, but my daughter wanted to go on the ride, and she's being a really good grandma, so she's like, "Yeah, okay." And I'm like, "It's a simulator, Mom. It's just a simulator. You don't actually go high."
Yeah,
but my mom has a really good imagination. And when I tell you that she screamed through the entire thing, she was almost louder than the music.
Yeah, that's big.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would have felt bad. And I mean, we'll say I did, but it was so funny that I was laughing more than I was feeling bad. So I'm really, really sorry about that, Mom. But it was really funny. And everyone was laughing. But I really love you.
So then your day at Universal, which is a majority of thrill rides, obviously, if he's not tall enough to ride, that's understandable. But is there a limit? Is it just the screens thrills over the coaster type thrills?
I'm so glad you asked. Also, the New York accent is especially thick today, and I'm really enjoying it. You said majority, and it just gave me a little.
That doesn't. We don't even count
majority.
that.
We'll take majority. Yeah,
majority.
Like Michael Jordan. Majority.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
See, she loves me anyway.
Majority. I say majority.
Majority.
No. Do you
majority?
Do you say foreign or foreign?
Foreign.
No, foreign.
What's this? What is this?
Is that your forehead? Your forehead?
It's your forehead.
Forehead. It's not.
It's not spelled with an ah. It's or. It's a or. There's an or in the middle of it.
When you're like, forehead. Oh, I got it. I don't know why you would say this. I got hit in the forehead. You would say I got hit in the forehead. No, you wouldn't.
How do we spell it?
Frank.
Okay. Do you say
hit in the forehead? Yeah.
Okay. This is why the English language is so hard, because I buried the dog bone or I buried, because we don't say it unless you're
you don't Lenny say Burrows.
Bury. You don't say bury. You say bury. So this is just what's messed up with the English language.
Yeah.
It's not forehead because it's not far away.
It's just like the radiator. It should be radiator. Radiator. It doesn't radiate heat.
It's a long A. It's a long A. Radiator. I don't know if that's a good example, but I get what you're saying.
And the state we're talking about is Florida. It's not Florida,
No, it is floor.
I know it is, but we say Florida.
Florida. I mean, I was trying to give you guys a compliment. I really like your accent.
The majority.
Wow,
the majority of the ride.
You sound back so to the majority. You sound like a radio newscaster when you say majority. This is wild.
Earlier today, the majority of the rides at Universal.
Wow, Jen, you say it.
I don't think I even can. Majority. Majority. Majority.
I know how I'm saying it normally. I'm like sounding it out when I already say majority.
Majority. No, that's not natural.
Okay. I feel like I'm boring the crowd. I'm sorry. I'll talk. I'm so glad you asked, Frank.
Hey, guess what they come here for? They come here for the accents.
For the accents.
They come here for the tangents.
The hot dishes.
Our peculiarities.
Not the casseroles, but the hot dishes.
Exactly.
And saying, don't you know,
Yeah.
So I talked with Jen. No, I must have texted Seth Kuberski, who you recently had on Theme Park Thursday with the Dillos Diz.
Yeah.
Thanks for the plug.
Highly suggest that you guys all listen to that episode. And he said that there would actually be a lot for him to do because of his height, more than I actually thought. Because I texted him and I'm like, Seth, is there enough for him to do? Because he's 5.
Yeah.
And he's like, what's his height? And I told him, he's like, yeah, he could do, stuff at Jurassic Park. My son loves the Lorax and the Sneetches. So we're going to do stuff at Seuss Landing. We probably won't do any Harry Potter rides, but we can go get ice cream there and we could just do the walk around. And then now that they've opened up the playgrounds, he can do the playgrounds there. So I think we're going to have enough to do for a day with a 5-year-old in the, June heat.
Yeah.
I can't believe, honestly, it's next week already, you guys. So if you're there, say hi.
Say hey.
Say hey.
Yeah, I mean, when we had Seth on the Magical Mommy Monday podcast, check out that episode. I felt like as he was going through, because that's always a thing in my head, like, I'm going to wait it out with the kids for Universal until they're a little older and like all this stuff. And as he was going through things of what you can do with kids in Universal, I was like, there's a lot more than I would have thought that you could do with them there. Yeah.
I do want to try somewhere new because I always end up going to Green Eggs and Ham, and it's not like I even really like the food. I just kind of always end up there around lunchtime or the Leaky Cauldron, and I don't really like either food that much.
Yeah.
But I'd like to try somewhere else. So if y'all have any recommendations, Steffers, let me know where we should eat.
Yes. Steffers, you do need to talk to Seth. We should introduce you.
I know.
Set that up.
Great. He's awesome.
He's a good person to know in your universe.
Frank, winner.
Yes.
Oh,
is that right? That was
right under the radar. It's still radar.
Okay.
Right. It's
radar. It's just not radiator.
Okay. It's
not radiator.
What do you say?
I say radiator.
Exactly.
Wait, no, you don't.
Yes, he does. He says radiator. No, we say radiator for sure.
I thought you were making a joke that was not funny.
No,
you really say radiator?
Absolutely.
Yes.
First of all, that's not funny. Do I ever make jokes that are not funny?
I thought you mean, and I was like, I thought it was teasing you. No, you really say radiator? No.
Yeah, no.
No, you're joking.
No.
No, you don't.
But that's what I'm saying.
People in the chat might be able to back this up. I've said it somewhere before over the years.
It's over on the radiator. I mean, that's
you don't. You don't say that.
That's the radiator. That's Papa Dillo.
Papa Dillo, do me a favor. Go up to my room, get my glasses off the radiator. Yeah, no, absolutely.
I thought you were joking.
No, it is radiator. It is Farhead. It is Florida. Those are Those are the three. Yeah.
But it's radiator.
Let's call the whole thing off, Lewis. Exactly. Do I say Radiator Springs? No, I say Radiator Springs. Radiator Springs.
I never even thought about it.
Yes.
All right. What were you gonna? Angela's gonna ask me a question. It's very profound, and I don't know.
It's never profound. You guys need to do some TikToks on your accent because it would do really well. Frank, when is your next trip to Florida?
Oh, put me on the spot. I am currently scheduled to go to Florida at the end of August with it is a family trip, so it's exclusive to the family right now.
That's right.
Is that like a nice way of saying that you're not invited?
I ain't seeing nobody on that trip.
I don't, and I keep saying it's tentative because we haven't paid it all out yet, and I have really no idea what my work life is going to be like. So it makes me a little nervous to commit to it completely. So that's part of why I say it. But yes, in part because I would like to try to introduce, and I've tried 3 years ago, similarly to this time of year of the go to the parks in the morning, take a break in the afternoon, revisit. We were in Cocoa Beach 3 years ago, and so we would do the parks, like we picked 3 days where we went to the park in the morning and then just went back to the beach after. But and that kind of worked well. So now we're going to try to do the full Disney extension there. But for the 5-year-old and for Mrs. Dillo to try to go, we can do this. We can do this time of year as a family in Disney. We can do it. We can do it.
This must happen.
I hear you. Like, my husband doesn't like to wake up early just in general, but we're like, okay, it's going to be hot and there's no fast passes. So if we want to reduce the wait in line and stay away from the heat, kind of, we're going to have to go at rope drop, and we just have to make this commitment. Yeah. And we did. And it is so much better. Yeah. You can just nap in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And regardless of even, I mean, the southern port, well, I guess it's most of the country except the Northeast, they're back in school by the end of August. So I'm hoping rope drop was similar to what you experienced, what I experienced this past time, which was like a rope drop. It was like, New Horizons, just hitting everything and going, just going.
Yeah. Just going.
Going.
Are you going to do the not Halloween party?
I am not going to do the non-Halloween party. I'm not I'm not big on the Halloween. Very expensive. Number two, and if I was going to try it, because I thought about both. As we talk about all these things, all the time. Like, can I try to do Halloween Horror Nights or Boo Bash this year? And it's never really in the cards. Nor is Halloween a big draw for me. I'd rather try to I would rather try to do a Christmas thing, if anything. If I was going to try one of the two, I would go back to Christmas before I did Halloween.
Do you think, you two, that they will bring the parties back? Do you think this is a temporary solution?
They are bringing the party back, Mickey Mouse Club, the party. There's a reunion happening. Oh,
Jen and I might be going to that, which is probably why we're also not going to Boo Bash.
Oh, is this the group chat that I wasn't invited to? Because I thought we were going to be assistants, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, right. We should be assistants.
Wow,
that's right.
Well,
no, this was me and Frank.
We'll
Frank texting me, look at this. They just opened up standing room. Then going, I just got tickets. And me going, what?
Oh.
What's happening? He's like, we'll figure it out.
I'm probably busy that day anyway.
It's literally 12 days after I come back in August. Then we're doing we're doing one of our quick turnarounds.
There is this, which is the Jocelyn meetup in October. So we need to be there once a month at this point.
So when in September did you say it is?
The concert is on September 11th at the House of Blues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Are you free?
Well,
Are you there?
I get there 2 days afterwards, so thanks for
Stop it. You can switch your flight and come in early.
Do it.
Yes, you can.
It's the weekend. Come in early.
My brother has a barbecue competition that I cannot miss on September 11th.
Oh.
Come on. You can miss it.
I knew that's what we knew, and we didn't want to put you in that position.
Right, we knew that.
I appreciate you having me put family first.
Yeah.
It was really thoughtful.
You choose between real siblings and us. I mean, nobody should be put through that.
We wouldn't.
But if you have to, but you put me in a good position. So I appreciate you.
I don't know.
We're here to take care of you.
So what else are we talking about?
Oh,
you were going to ask me a question. Oh, no, you asked me.
Are the parties
Way
coming
to bring
back?
it back up?
I feel like when would Christmas start? The day after Halloween, the Christmas party. So I feel like they would do it this year.
I think the Christmas party's coming back.
Yeah,
maybe they're going to see how well this does, and if they're like, wow, everyone's really mad about this, we can do fireworks now. Let's just go back to old reliable.
Yeah, I think by then they would.
Yes. It's like, 5 days after? The last Christmas party is usually November 1st, or Halloween party's November 1st, and then it's 5-day turnaround?
It's crazy. Like, I love that they start the Halloween stuff in mid-August, but then, for Christmas, it's well, you get 2 months only. You get 5 for Halloween, but not really. I know, I did the math.
No, I get it.
I know it's not really.
Yeah.
I think, Louis, the reason why that it's the first party they did is because once the college program was announced back, it was all hands on deck. If I had to, that was the inciting incident, as it were, for all these announcements you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a way to limit people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not pay overtime. They're not going to pay overtime for the day workers. If they can avoid it, they'd rather just pay the college program.
That's a good point. I don't know. We'll see. I was personally not a fan of the Villains After Hours event, but I loved the Hollywood Studios After Hours event. That was totally worth it.
Yeah, I mean, they also still haven't even opened Epcot at normal hours yet, so that probably still has to happen, which I think they would do soon.
It's Epcot's open from 11 to 11.
Yeah.
It's got some weird hours.
Yeah, which I kind of like that it's open later at night, because Epcot was never open later at night, and Epcot at night is glorious.
It is.
I'm also but opening not until 11 is especially the idea of that in July. I want to be back at the hotel probably by 11,
I know.
Swimming.
I don't stay out that late anymore.
Yeah.
Love that you pinned this question. Thank you.
I mean, I think this is fair that Boo Bash could evolve into Not So Scary, but I could also see them adding days and calling it Not So Scary and getting more money.
But do you think that the people who went to Boo Bash would say, I paid this much money, and now you add the parade, and now you add the fireworks. I want my money back because they got more than I did. Not that they would do anything about it, but I'm just saying. I can see that happening.
It's going to be...
They would probably just do it all in one. They make it one big thing, no?
Also, I'm just going to say, I didn't care about the noodles. The noodle controversy.
Here.
I didn't care.
No, you didn't care. But they're back. They're back.
They're back. See, we all freaked out over nothing. I didn't care. I read on Twitter. Everyone was freaking out.
Yeah.
Didn't care. But I've never been to Ohana.
Well, then that's why you didn't care. I don't think then you can even say that. Like, so I didn't care, but you've never had them.
But like, can't you get noodles at Animal Kingdom at the place that I can't remember right now?
We need to bring Adam back on to argue with you. We're probably going to, I mean, we don't eat at the Animal Kingdom, but should we get Adam back on to argue with you?
You dismissed that so fast. We don't do food there.
We don't stay long enough to eat there. But
I'm just saying, like, you have Tepanito, great noodles.
Love it.
You have Animal Kingdom, Yak and Yeti, great noodles. Like, is it really that deep?
Yeah, we didn't really have strong opinions, and not until we had Adam on Theme Park Thursday Live to discuss, because he felt stronger about it than we did. And as he was describing how they were presented, I'm like, oh yeah, I have had those noodles. Yes, they were good. Did they stay with me forever? No, but I've only had Ohana dinner once, so I feel like I do need to have it again to really decide.
Fair enough. Jeff saying, I don't care they close the Animal Kingdom. I've never been. But, like, okay. So, if they got rid of Dole Whips, I would be outraged.
At the Animal Kingdom, I would be okay.
No, in general. Outraged.
Sure.
But Noodles is one place at one location. Dole Whip is like, you can get them at Disney Springs.
No, you
can get it at the Pollen. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
You can't, though. You can only get them in Adventureland as a backup as Polynesian.
Spiritually, you can't.
Spiritually.
You can't. Logistically, yes, you can. You can get them at the Polynesian. You can get them at Aulani. You can get them at Diamond Head in Hawaii. You can get them at Aloha Isle, which Frank, totally agree with you. When Jen and I talked about mobile order, totally the way to go right now. So much faster.
I think it's great. I was really surprised. I see a lot of people complaining about both Universal and Disney, and I'm like, if you play, I feel like Disney is just more friendly. There's one step that always throws me off. I don't click the thing that I'm like, I'm here. I'm like, listen, I walk fast. I'm gonna get to the place when it's ready. I'll be okay. Don't give me that extra step.
You're like, I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm not the map of walking distance and how long it's going to take me. That's never correct. I'm going to get there in twice the time.
Dismissed.
But that's definitely, and especially for Dole Whip at Aloha Isle, definitely the way to go.
So fast. I totally agree. Why can't we just have both? I did that in a day. Actually, I'm pretty sure I had like 3 or 4 Dole Whips in a day.
Oh. Different flavors?
You mean the floats and the Dole Whip? Is that what you're saying? Like the Peter Pan float and the Dole Whip? Is that what you're saying?
I need to see why you look judgmental right now. I feel attacked.
I mean, you're eating
you're
other... Besides pineapple, it's pineapple. Pineapple is the only flavor.
I understand where you're coming from.
I like a swirl.
I just want to say, I did have the original pineapple Dole Whip float. I did have that. Then I had the Kakamora, which might be my new favorite now. Then I had the I Lava You from Sunshine.
I mean, I just like the name of that because I love that short. I Lava You.
I think you would really enjoy it. And then I had the Peter Pan float.
What kind of ice cream, Steffers? It's perfect timing since we're talking about Dole Whip.
Hey, Steffers, can you send us that picture of whatever it was you were eating at Universal that Saturday night that they claimed was like a pineapple soft serve situation?
Just that they said was Dole Whip.
Sounds like an imposter.
It was
sure is.
It wasn't pineapple and it wasn't Dole Whip.
Feel free to DM us on Twitter and we'll share the screen. No. Thanks.
I'm just not in deep with Universal food.
No.
Yeah.
Except maybe Florian Florticus.
No, Steffers are being serious. Steffers had a lot of food at that event she was at.
So many options.
Yeah.
I'm really thrown off with this backwards image.
What's happening?
Like
it switched. I know because it flips you. Yeah.
I'm really
especially going from Zoom to this, and my whole face is crooked on StreamYard, so I love it. I love being live; it's my favorite. But
that was your original face, was the crooked face. Can you do the crooked face for everyone here?
That's just my natural face on StreamYard, so that's.
I didn't realize that face is contorted.
No, Jen made a face. Used to make a face when she was a kid, and it was the crooked face. That face,
which now your daughter makes. But I mean, because
you've passed it on.
Yeah. I think all the kids make it. But
Steffers said check the DM.
oh, okay, great. Okay, I'm on it. Steffers,
Let's
thanks
talk
so
about
much.
this for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Okay,
She
so
never claimed it was soft serve, by the way. Steffers.
Steffers called it a Dole Whip.
She's never claimed it was soft serve. And by the way, Dole Whip is not technically soft serve because wouldn't that be dairy, and a Dole Whip's not dairy.
they didn't scoop it out. It has the little thing at the top. It has a point
well.
at the top. You can't do that with a scooper. Get out of here.
Frank, I interrupted you. I'm so sorry.
I don't know what I was talking about.
Okay, I wasn't that sorry.
Really wasn't.
All right,
Can everyone see my
Yeah.
screen? Okay.
That looks like kind of like toxic, like in the buildings in the beginning of The Simpsons.
Yeah, it glows in the dark a little bit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
And don't tell me that's not soft serve. It is in a swirl.
that.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
dairy free though.
It's not, but it's not Dole Whip.
I mean, it's not. It looks lemony.
And why does
you know
what? Here's my beef with Universal. Steffers, I know you're gonna come for me. I know. I just want to be honest though.
Okay.
Why are they even having anything like Dole Whip? Get your own thing, Universal. And this has always been my thing. Is that I don't like any companies that
wow.
in general that that advertise in a way where they put down their competitor in order to make themselves look better. And Universal always would do that. Their radio ads, I'm making music with the little handle thing here. Their radio ads, everything was always like downing Disney and our Universal's the best. Just be you, Universal. Just be you, do your thing and own it. But you always had to just stop with that.
It's always
And
been like
this
the
is what I
Burger King, Pepsi, second place.
Yeah,
always.
Exactly.
I mean, that's why we have generic versus name brand.
I just feel like then what? This is another example. Why are you even having this as an option and trying to call it Dole Whip? Stop it.
You know, I will say, I'm just going to tell you guys, if you're going to buy Eggo waffles, buy name brand. Do not buy generic. It's a waste of your time and they don't taste as good.
No, well, that's true.
Just
What is
sharing
it called? That's what it's called?
That is not from Florian Fortescue's.
Oh, I couldn't even. I'm glad you were here to pronounce that for us.
And if you're going, the correct answer is the lavender and Earl Grey and the spicy chocolate or chili, chocolate chili.
I've heard about the chocolate chili now that you say that. Correct.
Yes, it kind of tastes like a cinnamon Altoid at the very end.
I have a question because you mentioned Eggos and we're talking about ice cream. And I thought I would present this to the group because Lewis has been brave enough to try our fried bologna sandwich, which he is the only one, and Justin. And so I commend them for doing that and appreciate it. Angela, when are you going to do that, by the way?
I feel like in the recesses of my brain, I've heard about this sandwich, and then I'm just now remembering that I've heard about it.
Yeah.
And I forgot what's in it.
Okay, so it's toast.
Okay.
Fried
Toasted Wonder
bologna.
Bread.
Toasted Wonder Bread. Fried bologna. Peanut butter. Iceberg lettuce.
Okay, so the bologna, do you fry in a frying pan?
Yes.
With butter, oil?
Whatever gets you there.
Why do you look
Spray,
confused?
spray the pan? I don't know. I don't think we've ever.
Right?
Sure.
You can do the pan with olive oil nowadays, I think.
Yeah.
Make people feel better.
Okay. So you want me to try this?
Yeah, I would like you to try it. But here's what my actual question was because we're talking about Eggos. Betty White. But I don't.
True, sorry. Hollywood Squares.
Oh. Well, so
86,
it's not yours.
87-ish?
It's not yours, it's Betty's.
Yeah, but we ate
It's
it
not
all the
ours.
time.
We
when
didn't make it. We don't like.
No, but
invent
we ate it
things.
a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
the
hang
Eggo
on.
question. Do you eat ice cream sandwiches that you make with Eggos waffles, like an ice cream waffle, and then you put the ice cream in the middle of two Eggos, you cut it in half, and you eat it? Have you ever done that?
I mean, now I'm just kind of thinking of weird things I might have eaten that other people didn't, because these are both very questionable things.
This is
Eggos
delicious.
and ice cream.
I
Easy.
mean,
The best.
I eat my eggs with ketchup. Am I weird?
You're not weird, but that's like
That's
a
what
lot
the-
of people do
normal?
that. Yeah.
Can we try the watermelon with mustard thing?
No.
What,
Listen.
the heck? What is a watermelon
Do you
with
have
mustard?
it?
That's
What?
a TikTok.
Yeah, that's a TikTok thing. Yeah. All right. Do you have Eggos at home? Angela?
I do, yeah.
Do you have ice cream?
I have an ice cream sandwich and Mickey bars.
No, you gotta scoop the ice cream out and put it between two Eggos.
Do I toast the Eggo?
Yes.
What do you eat it frozen?
I don't know what you guys put peanut butter on fried bologna. I don't know what you do in New York.
Yes, you toast the Eggos like you're making waffles. You put ice cream in. I prefer chocolate ice cream. I feel like that's the only way to go.
Oh.
Some people might argue with me.
Chocolate is fine, but vanilla is also.
Do you?
And I'm not a big vanilla
syrup
person,
on it?
No.
No,
it's
ice cream.
No.
No,
I'm
just
kind of
toast the
afraid to
Eggos.
eat over at your house when I visit.
It's like, have you ever gone out and like they have a dessert like a Belgian waffle with ice cream on top?
I don't have
It's,
those.
You've never seen that on a menu?
I mean, I'm sure it's there. I just don't order them.
Yeah,
I'm sure it would be good, Louis.
Amazing.
Waffle. Good.
I'm sure
ice cream
it's
good.
delicious.
You have to cut it in half. Don't leave it whole.
It's
You
why
have to
they
cut
call it
in
a
half.
waffle cone. Why can't I just put the ice cream in and fold it like a taco and eat it like a taco?
What are you gonna have?
Why
One
do I have
waffle?
to cut it?
Because enjoy yourself. and
Why
put
can't I make a
two
waffle
waffles.
sandwich? Why do I have to cut it in half? Make two waffles or a waffle taco. Why do I have to cut it in half?
Because that's the way to do it, and it tastes delicious that way.
Oh, well, why can't I be contrarian and do it differently?
I mean, listen, try your little experiments. Just do it the right way first, and then go off the grid a little bit. That's fine.
Okay.
After
Chocolate
the
ice
fried
cream.
bologna.
Chocolate ice cream.
It's a good dessert to the fried
Okay,
bologna.
fine. Strawberry ice cream.
I can't wait for the cooking section from the
Strawberry
Magical
ice
Mommy Monday
cream.
podcast.
Not strawberry ice
Okay,
cream.
fine. Neapolitan ice cream. Got it.
Oh, God.
Okay, fine. Chocolate ice cream.
Anyway, anyone else in the chat gonna have this? Severus, you got Eggos with that ice cream? Go try it right now.
TikTok on the Betty White sandwich.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess these are TikToks we actually should do.
We should.
I've now given you about 3 options for
You have.
TikTok.
You're right. They're just not Disney related, and that's our niche on TikTok. So
Can we just talk about the algorithm for a while?
Sure.
I frequently complain to Jennifer about the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
What does good on Instagram does terrible on TikTok? What does good on TikTok does terrible on Instagram? There's no rhyme or reason for either of it. It's just like the algorithm catches on one and not the other, and I just don't understand.
Yeah, it's annoying.
We don't understand it.
It's meant to destroy us all in our self-esteem and how we feel about our creative brain.
Yeah,
exactly. Our minds and brains are being led by the internet, computers.
that's true.
It's fine.
So there you go. Just as a closing note, Angela has become a better grammar than me.
I don't know about that.
Just leave it at that.
Do know.
What are you guys? I'm gonna start segueing into plugs. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. So, what are you guys talking about on the Magical Mommy Monday podcast next week?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Jen, we made a special announcement for you.
We did.
We did. And then we talked about that.
Yeah. So we talked about our upcoming trip since we both have one in the coming weeks. We talked about, we started the episode. No, I'm not going to give that away. We started not talking about anything related to that.
Definitely didn't talk about shaving.
Or that. So then we segued into our trips and packing and traveling with kids and the whole 9. So that is what we discuss on next week's episode of the Magical Mommy Monday podcast.
Nice. So, right, we're going to do all the socials right there. There
we are.
Ooh. Jen, I wanted to tell you that you have a really great ponytail today. I wanted to tell you during the podcast and I forgot. It's just like perfect height.
Okay, thank you. My friend Mo, because I would pony it a lot when I used to work, and my friend Mo would refer to it as the pumpkin tail because sometimes she would call me Pumpkin, and it was adorable. So,
oh my gosh,
That's nice.
Yeah, just wanted
next week, you can also expect Angela's Twitter account to jump followers because whenever she goes to the parks and posts content,
it happened one time.
Because people want to hear from Angela Dahlgren and they want to watch her reels and see her YouTube and follow her on all the socials.
I promise not to talk about anything related to the baby. What are they called? ETs.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a little inappropriate last time. If you were there, you're there. You know.
Okay.
Good to know. Angela.
What?
How is the cultivation of your brand on your YouTube page going?
Your
YouTube channel.
for being so considerate and appreciative of my time on this stream. I had a really awesome time talking to you guys. And I cannot wait for next month.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But can we not skip a month? Frank brought this up, which means he's feeling a little left out, Steffers. I think Frank wants to be included on that group chat. I think that was a little rude to leave him out, but I know you're intimidated by him.
Oh my gosh, why?
And for the record, Angela, never intimidated by me. One of the few, the proud, that can say.
Are people intimidated by you?
Yeah.
Are they? Why?
Okay,
what is it?
Let's talk about this, Angela, before we go.
I need to, okay.
Do we find Frank? It's hard because I feel like you met him pretty early on. Like you didn't do enough talking and watching Frank before meeting him, so it might be tough. But
she was a guest on our podcast. But
I mean, but it was different. But do you find Frank to be intimidating, angry, or curmudgeon at all?
Well, not the intimidating part.
No. Okay, that's one down. Okay.
He's
angry.
He's endearing. That's the endearing feature. Is he's a curmudgeon.
Right. Okay. I mean, sometimes he's a little angry. Some people have been a little, worried about him and not sure if
I like them.
If they like him. If he likes them.
Oh, so you do the quiet thing, and then people think, oh, he's mad at me because he's quiet.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's why I just pester Jen all the time with like, are you okay? How are you feeling? Are you good?
Oh, you're saying that Jen has the same thing? Does Jen have the same quality?
It is a yes. But I just think you're mad at me all the time. But you think I'm mad at you all the time. So it's why you are such a good friend.
Behind the scenes of the Magical Mommy Mondays podcast, right?
I don't think I ever think you're mad at me, but I do think you think I'm mad at you.
Always.
Yeah, and I'm never mad at you.
Always. I'm like, am I not being a good enough friend? Am I not giving her enough attention? Do I not ask about her enough? Am I being too narcissistic? Which, if I'm asking all these I questions, the answer is probably yes.
So we joke when Angela texts us, we joke that she's very like, boom, to the point. Like, boom, that's it. Give me an answer.
Yeah.
Am I really? Do I do that?
In the group text, yeah. With me, no. We have conversations, but in the group text, you're like,
my question is, I feel like we get the reputation on our text of being like you're reading into like a tone on our texts that is not there sometimes.
Do I give you a tone?
No, I'm saying we give you a tone.
Oh, no.
You think Jen gives you a tone? You think Jen's always angry?
I think that's stretching it a little bit.
I just think that I'm always being a bad friend. This is really a me problem. And then Jen's very much like, oh, I don't need any time for me. I can add 8 more things to my plate. Don't worry about attention. No, that's all for you. I'm like, you okay?
So what you're saying is I actually am not doing anything to make you feel like I'm
so basically Jen's the problem in this trio.
What?
Yeah.
The meetup, he was super quiet and it was hard to tell between aloof, snooty, and reserved shy. Yep, that's accurate.
Called snooty ever.
I read this as snotty. You were snotty.
Snooty. Because we all think of everyone else around here as right. Yeah, I am often worried about because I am secretly an introvert and I am intimidated by everyone and nervous around everyone that I meet. I worry then I go into like a little bit of shy mode, but I'm trying to fight myself to be like peppier. And in the process, I worry about coming off as snooty.
What about you, Frank? Are you shy?
I'm shy for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm quiet. The quiet is more shy. The quiet is this is what I do. And I've talked about this in other places, but I survey the scene and try to find my angle in. It's usually what I'm doing.
That's me too. Yeah. That's me. I get it.
Yeah.
And then it comes to a point where I just don't care. I'm just like, okay, you can think of me however.
No, see, everyone's still got to like me at the end of the day, even if I haven't said a word to them.
Well, that's a little hard if you're not talking to anyone. Where I'm just like, fine, I don't care. It just is what it is. People are not always going to like you. But it honestly took me being on Prozac to feel that way. So I don't know.
Well, that's something to think about.
a whole other conversation.
Yeah. So that will be next month's discussion is
Right.
like us kind of analyzing our internal being and our inner child. So
that's fun.
Get ready for that one.
That'll be interesting.
All right, we'll bookmark that. I think that's a great note to leave on there.
And in that one. Okay, well.
All right, so your YouTube channel, right? The Magical Mommies. We'll do the plugs again.
Yeah.
We'll thank everyone in the
what
chat.
What about our stuff?
Oh,
too?
you want to plug our stuff too?
Plug our stuff too.
You don't want to Dillos our stuff?
Don't Dillo our stuff.
Don't Dillo it. Like,
so, right,
like
Dillos. There's our Patreon right there, right? We got a Patreon page. It's your escape to nostalgia.
That's right.
Do that one.
That is.
You know, we're at Dillos Diz on the Twitter, on the Instas, and on the TikTok.
And on Facebook as well.
That's right.
That's true. We are over on the Facebooks.
Yeah.
And
we have a tri-state area group on the Facebook too.
We do. We have a New York tri-state area group that's our summer project, is to grow our connections in the tri-state area.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like I saw that. That was a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Oh, bye, Mama Terry.
Mom, did you watch the whole thing? Sorry, I talked about.
This is very interesting that Jeffers just said that because one, that is a great idea and exactly what I was thinking for the next episode if someone's going to analyze us. And two, should we give it away?
Our guest this week on Theme Park Thursday is Pixie Dust PhD herself,
Dr. Jacqueline.
Oh, what a great idea. Oh, by the way, Jen, I have a guest for us. I just forgot to tell you about it.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm excited.
All right. So see, Magical Mommy Mondays. Get ready. It's all happening over there. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Kisses.